Today's video is my monthly collab with Andi from Andi Does Stuff. We have been doing a monthly collab video for over a year. I love all of my collabs that I do with my very, very good friend Andi. I will have Andi's channel linked down below so that you can go check her out. And this month we have a special guest, and that would be Ash from Makeup and Chaos. They are also doing this collab video with us. I will have Ash's channel listed down below as well. Now, we are going to be doing a winter look with this amazing little liquid eyeshadow palette that I have created with my Sydney Grace liquid eyeshadows. This is a watercolor palette. You can get it on Amazon. I will have it listed down in the description box. I put all of my Sydney Grace liquid eyeshadows in it because I wanted them all in one palette so that I would get some use out of them. Let me explain a little bit more about that. Hey howdy, hey y'all, Leanna here. So, when you get a liquid shadow from Sydney Grace, this is the tube that you get. Does it say how much product is in here? It probably does. It is 10 mils, so this is a half an ounce. Right? 10 mils is a half an ounce. No, 5 mils is a half an ounce. 5 mils is a half ounce. This is a whole ounce. A whole ounce of liquid eyeshadow. That's a lot of liquid eyeshadow. A lot. Do you know how long it will take me to use up this whole tube of liquid eyeshadow? I'm not mad about getting it, but I wanted to share because, you know, I don't want it to go bad either. So, I sent Andi and Ash one of these. And we have named these, or this experience, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Shadows, because I put what shadows I had at that time, liquid shadows, in a box along with the palettes, and I sent them to Andi. And then Andi filled up her palette, and then she put them in a box with Ash's palette and sent them to Ash. So they did some traveling to get where they needed to go. So then when Andi and I were talking about what we wanted to do for our collab, we decided we wanted to use this palette. And since Ash is a part of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Shadows, we needed to include them in our collab video. I created this little template and put it inside. It's just a piece of paper that's now on the floor. One moment, please. It's just a little template that I cut out of some cardstock to stick in the lid of my palette so that I would know what shade is what. And it has this, it's like a silicone cover to lock down your liquid watercolors. These are watercolors, eyeshadows, and keep them from drying out. So, I love it. I love that they're all in one place. And the other part of that is, let me show you this. This is Euphoria. This is the last shadow that I got. And I have gotten these cream shadows in the Sydney Grace bundles that I bought in 2023. Every month I bought their monthly bundle. And so, if I'm trying to get some out, I always end up getting too much, which is a waste. Not that it matters when you have a whole ounce of cream shadow, but that's a lot of shadow for your eye because, you know. So having them in the palette, you can use a brush and you're not getting too much at one time of the shadow. So we're going to do a winter look since it's winter time here in Missouri today. Right now it is 6 degrees. Over the last couple of days it has been down to a low of -10. We're warming up at 6 degrees, so we are definitely in the throes of winter, and I have been talking for a long time. Let's get into this eyeshadow look. I have already put on my base face. I used a lot of products that are in some of my panning projects. In my Turn and Burn, I had this little sample of this Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation, and holy cow, Julia told me that she thought I would love this, which is why she sent me the samples, and she was not kidding. And how did she pick? This is shade number 55, which is perfect for me. I don't know how she did that, but thank you, Julia. So I used that. I used my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This is in the shade Dim Light, and it is just a little bitty mini, a little sample. I used the Ciate London Velvet Skin Cream Blush, and this is in the shade Fancy. I really do like it. It was a lot darker before I powdered it. I need to remember to go a little bit heavier. What else did I do? I used my LYS setting spray. I used my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in this little palette that I have been trying to pan since I started my panning projects. I've got a very nice dip in it, but you can't really see it. And I am starting to lose some of the embossing on that highlighter, which makes me happy because I thought I'll never use all that highlighter, but I've been a highlighting fool. I'm highlighting everything. Cats highlighted, everything. Dexter, you know, those kitty cats. Anyway, so we had the choice of just using the liquid shadows, or we could use the companion palette. So I'm going to use, I think, some of my Lovecraft Beauty Basic Rituals palette, which is my Fun Size Pan That Palette project. And I think I'm also going to use some of these shadows, which are my Sydney Grace eyeshadow bundle that I bought from them for January of 2024. And these are stunning. I did a look with them. That look is posted in my community post on YouTube, and I also posted it on Instagram, and I believe that I may have posted it on my Facebook page as well. I have already primed my eyes with the foundation and set them with the powder, but I am going to use this white, which is waxing, in this to just smooth them out a little bit more and lighten them up some. And then I'm going to go here into Juno, which is this kind of brown shade, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. All of the Sydney Grace shadows, cream shadows that I have in this palette are all shimmers. And you know, they tell you not to use shimmers on mature eyes, to which I say, bah humbug. I can do whatever I want to do. I don't have an issue. I mean, look at my eyes. I just put this matte shadow on it. Do you see the wrinkles in the texture? Even the mattes. I mean, if you have wrinkles in texture, a powder is going to accentuate that to some degree. So, do what you want to do. If you like how it looks, do what you want to do. So there we go. That's a nice transition shade. I don't know which shade I'm going to use, or shades I'm going to use. Is there a blue in here? There's not really a blue in here. Although that Are You Sure shade, let's see what that looks like. Should we swatch them a little bit? Let's see what we're working with. So here are the swatches of the palette. And now Dolly Parton singing Coat of Many Colors in my head, because it looks like a patchwork quilt, but they are so pretty. And then the last shade there is Euphoria. My camera does not want to pick all of that up, but beautiful, beautiful shades. Okay, so I think since we're doing a winter look, I think that I am going to go into this January bundle, and I'm going to use this dark navy blue, which is called Nor'easter. That's this blue here. And I am going to use my Complex Culture. I think this is just a crease all over shadow, it says. So I'm going to take that navy, and I got a lot of it because, you know, I have to go ham on everything. This is a beautiful shade. I love that. This shade, I believe, can be a nice everyday shade. It is not, I mean, you can deepen it, but it is a nice, just everyday shade. Because I would imagine for some people, you know, if you're getting ready for work, you may not want for your shadows to be super pigmented for work. Some people, and I mean, some companies don't. Look at how pretty that is. Some companies prefer that you not be really bold with your makeup. I have not been told that I could not be bold at work with my makeup. I was told at one time that I could not have purple hair. Y'all know that didn't last long. I was like, oh, I can't? Hold my beer. Now let's see if I can get them even, because I got one side a little bit darker than the other. Do I want to do a halo? I don't know that I've ever really done a halo. Should we attempt a halo? What am I doing? Oh, that's pretty. Do we want to do a halo, y'all? Or a cut crease? No. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all want to see me do a halo or a cut crease? Because I can work on that. But for today, because I already kind of sort of had an idea of how I wanted to put these on. Alright, I'm going to take this AOA Studio. This is an E122. It's just a flat brush that I think will work really well with these shadows. And I think I'm going to go into this shade here, which is Are You Sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go into that one. And I'm going to pull out my little ceramic palette, which I have not used in a hot minute, y'all. I want to try to work that into the brush, and it is not working in the brush very well. And I'm going to put that in the center. Look at how beautiful that is. Holy mackerel. Do people even say holy mackerel anymore? And I'm just patting wow, that's gorgeous. And that went on really easy. So I'm spreading, and then I'm going back and just patting. I feel like the patting just kind of, do you see how it just looks like it kind of smooths it down and gets rid of some of that texture? I have not used this palette yet. I have been waiting for this collab. That is gorgeous. Alright, I'm going to clean my brush off. I just have a little cotton round here. And now I'm going to go into Cookie Bake Off. And I'm going to put that in my inner lid. And again, I'm just patting to try and blend those two shades together, because I don't want to change really the color, but I don't want to have that line either. I'm also going to put that in my inner corner because that shade is gorgeous. Look at how beautiful that is. I know y'all really can't see what I'm doing on this other eye, but it's hard to turn so that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing the same swipe and pat to get that on there. Alright, well now that I've done that, I feel like I want to go into Black Hole, which was this shade here, right here, which is just kind of a steel gray, I'm guessing. It's not really a blue, but it kind of has like a blue-ish tint to it. And I think that I'm going to put that in my outer corner because why not? Just right in the outer corner. Oh man. And you know, I was like, when I started getting the bundles, because I'm good with, you know, powdered shadows. I'm working on the duochromes, getting used to that, but I have not really played around with cream shadows at all. And what do y'all think? That is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Stop talking to me. People are talking to me. So, I'm going to close that up because I do not want that to dry out. I love that. I love having them all in one palette and I don't have to deal with a bunch of different tubes, you know? I mean, the tubes are just over in another drawer, but I have all of my shades in one palette. I love that. Love it. I hope that they will stay hydrated, but of course, you know, if they dry out a little bit, I believe that you could put like some Duraline or something like that on them to hydrate them again. I'm going to take this Rephr 02 and I'm going to go into that and put a little bit of that under my lash. Cat hair, always cat hair. They tell you not to do this, but I'm a rebel. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going back into Basic Rituals and get that white. And I'm going to put some of that under my brow bone. Because I want to lighten that up some. And I'm going to take this. I'm not putting any more product on it. This was what I used for the transition shade. I just want to make sure that everything is well blended. I'm going to work on Liner Lashes mascara. I don't know if I'll do lashes. I don't know if I want to take away from this. And maybe attempt to do something with my hair, and I'll be right back. And so here's my finished eye look using my Sydney Grace cream shadows and also my Sydney Grace January bundle for 2024 and my Basic Ritual. But the star of the show are these cream shadows, and I do love that they are all in this little palette. I do feel like that several of the shadows is a little bit drier than they should be. The shadows that I put in later as I got them seem to be a little bit more moist. So I may have to play around with this a little bit. I may have to add something to it. I don't know. This was a trial run. I sure hope that Andi and Ash's shadows are doing okay in their little palette. But I do love having them all in a palette, and I love, love, love how this look turned out. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I also threw on some, this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Kohl eyeliner, and it is, I think the shade is actually called Exhibitionist. It's a black. For my mascara, I used this little Chantecaille sample. This is Longest Lash Mascara Black. My lip is my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Cheat Medium 2. Pillow Talk 2 Medium is my lip liner, and my lipstick is this Juvia's Place. This is Kiwi, and it is a beautiful shade. These are in my Turn and Burn. Is that everything I used? I believe that it is. Love, love, love the eye look. I cannot wait to go watch Ash and Andi's videos to see how they use their palette and to see if they are having any issues with their palette possibly drying out. Hopefully that is not the case. Don't forget to go check out Ash and Andi, but before you go, show that like button some love, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button and ring that notification bell. And as always, I'd like to remind you that makeup is meant to enhance the natural beauty that you already are. And we are all beautiful at any age and any size. Find something to be grateful for today. Pull your makeup out and play with it. And I will see you in my next video. Okay. Love you. Bye. Today, we will not be giving Christopher a tip. we will be quoting a Christopher saying. And that saying would be, the only smoky eye that I'm interested in is from the barbecue. With extra sauce, please.